Welcome to the TeensTake podcast. I'm your host, Luke. If you're new here, the TeensTake podcast is a podcast where I discuss and talk about the things that I've learned through the week um, in the areas of culture, business, life, and the entertainment industry. And today we shall be discussing peer pressure in the Culture Corner. We shall be discussing marketing in business. We'll talk about self esteem. And lastly, we will discuss the behind the scenes failures that film industries go through that people don't get to see. All that coming up today on the TeensTake podcast. And as usual, all relevant links and information will be in the description below, both on Spotify and YouTube. Please consider subscribing and sharing if you like what I am discussing, and also so that you're notified when I upload. So let's get started. Today on the Culture Corner, we'll be discussing peer pressure. We're gonna define it first and then talk about what impact it has and then how to deal with it. Peer pressure is a powerful force that can shape the behavior and decisions of teenagers, often exerting influence in subtle and sometimes unexpected ways. In this segment, we'll explore the concept of peer pressure, its various forms, and strategies for navigating its impact on our lives as teens. Let's start with definition. Peer pressure refers to the influence exerted by peers, hence the term, individuals or similar age or social status, to conform to certain behaviors, attitudes, or standards. This influence can be direct or indirect and may involve explicit encouragement, subtle persuasion, or implicit social cues. What impact does it have? The impact of peer pressure on teens' behavior and decision making can be significant, affecting everything from academic performance and social relationships to health and safety. Examples of peer pressure include conformity, feeling pressure to dress, act, or think in ways that align with the norms of a peer group. Number two, risky behavior, being encouraged to or pressured to engage in activities such as underage drinking, substance abuse, or reckless driving. Third, achievement pressure, feeling pressure to excel academically, participate in an extracurricular activity of some sort, or meet certain standards of success. Now that we've defined it, how would you go about dealing with it? I'd say there are 5 things I would say that can help you with dealing with it. This is personally assertiveness, setting boundaries, seeking support, choosing friendships wisely, and building self confidence. Number one, assertiveness. Asserting oneself and confidently expressing one's own opinions, values, and boundaries. That's the easiest way to explain that. Number two is setting boundaries, establishing clear boundaries and refusing to participate in activities or behavior that go against one's values or beliefs. Knowing what you like to do, knowing what you have to do, and knowing what looks right and what is right. And then deciding for yourself whether you actually want to be pressured to participate in those activities or not. Number three is seeking support. Seeking support from trusted adults such as parents, teachers, mentors, guardians, your auntie, uncle, older cousin, who can give you a guidance or the right perspective on that, whatever that activity may be. Number four is choosing friendships wisely. Surrounding yourself with friends who respect and support one another's individuality. I feel like this is a very, very, very important thing, choosing who you hang around with. I don't even think it has to be friends necessarily, but I'd say just who you choose to spend your time with. And I think in this case it can be both physically and online. What kind of content you choose to consume, the kind of people you follow, um, where you get your advice from, I'd say, and what you spend the most time doing socially is very essential to your perspective on things. It shapes your worldview. And last is building self confidence. Building self confidence and self esteem, which we'll talk about self esteem later, through positive self talk, self care, and pursuing activities that align with one's interests and passions. I think, in terms of building self confidence, I think one thing that is integral to building self confidence is being able to be comfortable in and out of social settings. If you're able to be comfortable in and out of social settings, it means you have a very, very high, um, you value yourself highly enough to not be pressured by others to do certain things, which means since you're comfortable in your own skin, you can be in a social setting, people are doing something that you do not really like, you do not mind excluding yourself from that. That pressure to be included in that activity, even if it is a wrong thing, is just not there. Ultimately, the key to navigating peer pressure lies in staying true to oneself and making decisions based on personal values, goals, and beliefs. By developing a strong sense of self awareness and self confidence, we can resist negative influences and forge our own path with confidence and conviction. In, in conclusion, uh, three things that the peer pressure impact is the impact that it has on teens: conformity, risky behavior, and achievement pressure, which are all negative things. And how to deal with them is assertiveness, confidence, choosing your friendships wisely, seeking support, and setting your boundaries. So remember this next time. Anytime you feel pressured to do something, you have to look within yourself to see whether this thing is really worth doing. And I think one more thing I would add is consequence. You have to always think of the consequence of a certain action. And consequence is not a bad thing. Consequence is just something that happens after something happens. You have to think of the consequences of that thing. If I do this, how will it affect me? That's what a consequence is. You have to think of the consequences of your actions and then use that to determine whether it's really, really worth doing. And that will be it from the Culture Corner. Moving on to the Business Buzz. Welcome to the Business Buzz segment of this podcast. Let's dive in. Marketing is what we shall be discussing today. It plays a huge, crucial role in the success of any business, serving as a bridge between the company and its customers. In this segment, we'll explore the multifaceted world of marketing, examining its importance for brand awareness, customer acquisition, and revenue generation, as well as highlighting examples of successful campaigns and cautionary tales of marketing gone wrong. The importance of marketing. Marketing is the engine that drives business growth, helping companies connect with their target audience, differentiate themselves from competitors, and drive sales. Key aspects of marketing include brand awareness, customer acquisition, and revenue generation. Brand awareness. Marketing efforts help to raise awareness of a brand's products or services among its target audience, increasing visibility and recognition in the marketplace. Second is customer acquisition. Effective marketing strategies attract new customers and expand the customer base, driving growth and revenue for the business. Lastly, revenue generation. Marketing campaigns drive sales and revenue by promoting products or services, influencing purchasing decisions, and encouraging repeat business, which means your customers come back to get that one thing that you have. Here are a few examples of successful marketing campaigns. Nike, Coca-Cola, and Apple. In Nike's case, Nike's iconic slogan has become synonymous with the brand's message of improvement, empowerment, and motivation, inspiring athletes and consumers worldwide. The slogan is "Just Do It." Second is Coca-Cola. The Coca-Cola's Share a Coke campaign. Coca-Cola's personalized marketing campaign featuring bottles and cans with individual names sparked social media buzz and drove sales by encouraging consumers to share a Coke with friends and loved ones. Lastly, Apple's product launch events. Apple's meticulously orchestrated product launch events generate excitement and anticipation among consumers, driving demand for new products and reinforcing the brand's reputation for innovation and quality. And I can say for a fact that even if you do not like Apple, when you watch their live streams once a year for their product launches, you will fall in love with their products, whether or not they're overpriced or whatever it is that makes you hate them. Here are some common marketing pitfalls. While successful marketing campaigns can propel a business to new heights, missteps and mistakes can have the opposite effect. Examples of marketing pitfalls include misaligned messaging, offensive or controversial content, overpromising, and underdelivering. Misaligned messaging. Marketing campaigns that fail to resonate with the target audience or convey a clear and compelling message may fall flat and fail to drive engagement or sales. Offensive or controversial content. Marketing campaigns that are perceived as offensive, insensitive, or culturally inappropriate can damage a brand's reputation and alienate customers. And I feel like with the offensive and controversial thing, it's here nor there because it's based on customer perception, whether that thing is or not, because you'll have a certain number in the market that like your product for what it is and others that hate it for what it is. So I feel like it's the customer's perception that decides whether it's offensive or controversial in whatever way that may be, depending on the product and target market. And third is overpromising and underdelivering. Marketing campaigns that make unrealistic claims or promises may lead to customer dissatisfaction and erode trust in the brand. If a company promises something, pushes their campaign, you buy the product and you are not satisfied with it, that can be detrimental to the business, make them lose business, maybe even close the business. Here's some ethical considerations in marketing. Ethical considerations are paramount in marketing as businesses have a responsibility to conduct their marketing activities with integrity, transparency, and respect for consumers. Key ethical considerations include transparency, authenticity, and lastly, responsible advertising practices. Number one, transparency. Businesses should be transparent and honest with their marketing communications, avoiding deceptive or misleading practices. It's just being honest. Authenticity is the second point. Authenticity builds trust and credibility with consumers, so businesses should strive to convey genuine and meaningful messages that reflect their values and mission. And third, responsible advertising practices. Businesses should adhere to ethical advertising standards and regulations, ensuring that marketing materials are truthful, accurate, and respectful for consumers' rights and privacy. And in conclusion, marketing is a powerful tool that can propel businesses to success when executed effectively and responsibly by understanding the importance of marketing, learning from successful campaigns and avoiding common pitfalls. Businesses can leverage marketing to build brand awareness, acquire customers, and drive revenue while upholding ethical standards and fostering positive relationships with consumers, which will make them come again for whatever product it may be. And that is all I will talk about marketing. Now we move on to the life lessons segment. Today on the life lessons segment, we shall be discussing self-esteem and confidence building, as sort of relating to what we had discussed earlier about peer pressure. Self-esteem and self-confidence are foundational elements of personal development and well-being, shaping how individuals perceive themselves and navigate the world around them. In this segment, we'll delve into the importance of cultivating self-esteem and confidence, explore factors that influence them, and provide practical strategies for building and nurturing these essential qualities. The importance of self-esteem and confidence. Self-esteem and confidence are integral to overall well-being and success in life. They influence how individuals perceive themselves, relate to others, and approach challenges. Key aspects include personal development, relationships, resilience, and mental health. Personal development. Healthy self-esteem and confidence are essential for personal growth, empowering us to pursue our goals and aspirations with belief in our abilities. Second is relationships. Positive self esteem and confidence contribute to healthy relationships, fostering assertiveness, communication, and mutual respect. Third is resilience. Individuals with strong self esteem and confidence are better equipped to cope with setbacks and adversity, bouncing back from challenges with resilience and determination. And lastly, mental health. Low self esteem and confidence are associated with increased risks of mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and low self worth, among others. And what factors influence self esteem? There are several, but I'll mention three: social comparisons, media influence, and personal experiences are the three that I find the most um, outspoken ones out of many. Social comparisons. Comparing oneself to others can negatively impact self esteem, leading to feelings of inadequacy or inferiority. Media influence. Media of beauty, success, portrayals, of beauty, success, and happiness can distort perceptions of self worth and contribute to unrealistic standards. And lastly, personal experiences. Past experiences, including childhood upbringing, peer interactions, and past successes or failures, can shape self esteem and confidence, either bring it low or take it up. What strategies can we use and apply to be able to deal with these issues? I'd say there are maybe a few things. I'll mention six: positive self talk, setting realistic goals, practicing self care, seeking support, just as mentioned in earlier sections, developing resilience, and cultivating self compassion. Positive self talk, practicing positive affirmations and self talk to challenge negative thoughts and reinforce self belief. I personally believe that your number one enemy is the person in the mirror, you. So, whatever you tell yourself kind of manifests itself as you go through your daily life. And most of us, even without noticing it, tend to talk negatively about ourselves and notice everything wrong in our lives, in our hearts, in our minds, in everything that we do, and never think about what good things we have done. And that can be very damaging over time. Second is setting realistic goals. Set achievable goals and celebrate progress, fostering a sense of accomplishment and self efficiency. I will use the example of learning art for me. When I started learning art, I tried learning everything. I was looking for, probably watched even 20 different kinds of tutorials every day. But then I watched a video by one of my favorite artists, I think even two or three videos. And what he was saying was, instead of trying to learn everything at once, just pick one thing and do it for a series of weeks or months until you're happy with the progress that you've made, then move on to the next thing. So I think that relates to setting realistic goals. If you don't, I'm not saying don't dream big, but when you dream big, break each dream into smaller chunks of your weeks or days or even hours instead of trying to get to the finish line before even starting the race. Third is practicing self care. Self care activities that nurture physical, emotional, and mental well being, such as exercise, mindfulness, and hobbies. Choose a hobby that is relaxing and distracts you from um, mainly social media and even distracts you from people, maybe, or from thinking too much. Just pick something that you enjoy. It could be music, it could be writing, it could be art, it could be a sport, it could be really anything that just gives you peace of mind outside of everything else. Just as mentioned in previous section, my fourth point is seeking support. Surround yourself with supportive friends, family members, or mentors who uplift and encourage you on your journey. I'd say also get an in regards to your goals, it will be awesome for you to get an accountability partner. You two or you three or a group have certain goals that you're trying to achieve in a certain amount of time, and you hold each other accountable for those goals and reach them together. Then, next is developing resilience. Embrace setbacks and failures as opportunities for growth, cultivating resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. I've been hearing a quote a lot when I am on social media, and when you are going through things, when you're experiencing things, you shouldn't think about it going wrong, number one. Second, you should think about, I'm being tested. This is something that I have to go through to be able to enjoy something else in the future. So when push comes to shove, you stand your ground, you analyze the situation, you try find a solution. And many people are going through different things at different levels, at different times, in different places, and at different stages of maturity. And it's going to be different for everyone. But one thing that can be constant along all of them is that there is a situation. And there is no situation that anyone would go through, regardless of how minor or extreme it may be, that doesn't have a solution. There's always a solution to a problem. So when you face adversity, you think of solutions. Do not overthink. Do not think about it becoming worse. Stop, analyze, find a solution, and work towards solving it. And lastly, is just self compassion, as relating to the first point on positive self talk. Just be kind with yourself. Again, watch what you say to yourself. Be careful of what you're saying to yourself, because that is the mindset that you're going to go into your life with. You're going to think negative things about yourself. When negative things happen, I think the only person to blame is yourself in that situation. But if you wake up in the morning and say it's going to be an amazing day regardless of what happens, chances are when something bad happens, you're not going to be as discouraged as if you said it's going to be a bad day. In conclusion, building self esteem and confidence is a lifelong journey that requires self awareness, self compassion, and intentional effort. Very important point, intentional effort. You need to be able to take time to grow. It doesn't happen in a day. By understanding the importance of these qualities, identifying factors that influence them, and implementing practical strategies for growth, we can cultivate a strong sense of self worth and confidence, empowering ourselves to thrive in each aspect of life. And that's all I will say about self confidence and self esteem. Moving on, lastly, to the film focus section. Welcome to the film focus section, the last section of the day. Probably my favorite section to discuss. Today we shall be discussing challenges and setbacks in animation studios specifically that most people don't get to see unless you look for them behind the scenes. Animation studios such as Disney, Pixar, and DreamWorks are known for creating beloved animated films that captivate audiences worldwide. However, behind the scenes, these studios often face numerous challenges and setbacks during the production process. In this segment, we'll explore the trials and tribulations encountered by animation studios, the impact of setbacks on the final product, and the lessons learned from overcoming adversity. The challenges and setbacks. Animation production is a complex and labor intensive process, fraught with challenges at every single stage. Some common setbacks include technical issues, creative differences, and financial constraints. Technical issues. Animation studios often grapple with technical challenges such as software glitches, hardware malfunctions, and data loss. One notable and very famous incident occurred during the production of Toy Story 2 in the 1990s, when a command meant to remove redundant files inadvertently targeted the entire film's data, leading to a near disastrous loss before the backup was found in the computer of another animator who had saved it in their laptop. Sorry, in their computer, and basically saved the entire film. The film was basically deleted, and if the backup had not been made, there would be no Toy Story 2. It would have to have been made and reanimated from scratch. Second is creative differences. Collaboration is key in animation, but creative disagreements between directors, producers, and animators can arise, and often do. leading to delays and compromises in the creative vision. For instance, Disney faced struggles with the realistic rendering of hair in the movie Tangled, requiring extensive research and development to achieve the desired effect. They had the same issue in Moana and Encanto because they had never dealt with such hair before, especially in the 3D animated space. Last is financial constraints. Animation is an expensive endeavor, and budgetary constraints can impact production timelines and resources. Studios must balance creative ambition with financial feasibility, often leading to compromises in scope and quality. A future example of this is Moana 2, which will come out in November. Based on the research that I have, the film, or the now film, was supposed to be a 6 episode series, but because of, and they wanted to make it, they now want to turn it into a movie. But due to budget constraints, the movie will lack quality in some areas. I don't know which yet because the official trailer has not come out. But because it was originally supposed to be a series, it means they're not using the same amount of money to make it. And also, because of that, it means they cannot go to the main Disney animation studio. They'll have to use some of their other smaller studios where they make their series to make it. And that is one of the examples of how financial constraint can, change many things. But we'll see when the movie comes out. Maybe we'll do an episode on that to see whether I am right or not. But how do we overcome these setbacks? Despite the challenges they face, animation studios have demonstrated remarkable resilience and adaptability in overcoming setbacks. Some strategies for overcoming setbacks include teamwork, adaptability, and perseverance. Collaboration and communication among team members are crucial for problem solving and innovation. By fostering a supportive and collaborative work environment, animation studios can leverage the collective expertise and creativity of their teams. Adaptability. Flexibility and adaptability are essential in the face of unexpected challenges. Animation studios must be willing to pivot and explore alternative solutions when confronted with technical, creative, or logistical obstacles. And lastly, perseverance. Persistence and determination are key qualities that enable animation studios to persevere through setbacks and more setbacks and more setbacks. By maintaining a positive attitude and a steadfast commitment to their vision, studios can overcome even the most daunting challenges. I was watching a documentary today. I have not yet finished it, but it was basically a documentary on the making of Lady and the Trump, and how, in the process of it being made, the project launched in 1955, but was started in the late 1930s. And because of many issues, including again lack of encouragement and finances and logistical issues, they were not able to make the film as fast as they could. And then one day it was brought back from the shelf and they decided to tackle it and push through, get the story done, and it came out. So I feel like that is one example of perseverance where the movie came out 15 years uh, later than it was supposed to. And what impact does this have on the final product? Setbacks and challenges inevitably have an impact on the final product, shaping its development and influencing its quality. However, overcoming adversity can also yield valuable insights and creative breakthroughs that enhance the overall quality and integrity of the film. And as mentioned in the previous example, um, these setbacks can also include how fast the movie is made. But what lessons can we learn from this? We can learn three things. The setbacks faced by animation studios offer valuable lessons: the importance of teamwork, adaptability and innovation, and resilience and perseverance. Collaboration and teamwork are essential for overcoming challenges and achieving creative excellence. Being adaptable and open to innovation are crucial for navigating the ever evolving landscape of animation production. Persistence and perseverance are essential qualities that enable animation studios to overcome setbacks and realize their creative vision. In conclusion, setbacks are an inevitable part of the animation production process, but they also present opportunities for growth, learning, and innovation. By embracing challenges with teamwork, adaptability, and perseverance, animation studios can overcome obstacles and create timeless films that continue to enchant audiences for generations to come. And that is all I will say about that. Thank you so much for listening, whether on YouTube or Spotify. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Maybe like the video, it pushes it to more people. Also, if you want um, bonus material or insights, or if you want to know early whether there will be an episode or not, feel free to follow on Instagram. The links will be in the description below. And if you are interested in other content, photography, art, poetry, there will be other links to my other socials in the description below. Thank you so very much for watching. We will see you in the next episode. Take care.